Everybody, welcome to our call this morning.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Motivational Monday. It is great to be here with you once again. We meet here every Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And today we have Zion Inaugural with us, and we also have Leah Garcia. And we are super excited for the topic today, a topic that practically everybody should be able to relate to. This topic has to do with breaking generational curses, right? Financially, in terms of your finances, breaking the generational curse and building long term financial wealth, okay? Generational wealth, all right? And it's so important because a lot of times we go through life thinking that, well, I never came from a rich family, or my parents didn't have any money, so that's why my situation is the way it is. Okay. And if you think about it, if you say that and then your children say that and then their children say that, that's basically a curse. Okay. That's a curse. So somebody has to stand up and say, you know what? I'm starting right here. We're gonna have money now, right? Right. So guess what? I look. You are the chosen one. All right, you are the chosen one. You may not know it, but I'm telling you today, you are the chosen one. So I'm super excited. We have one of our speakers is actually an expert in this field, like an expert. Okay, so you are gonna hear from her in a second. She is known as the dynasty builder. This is what she does for a living every day, right? Helps people with their money. Whether you want to make money, invest money, all things money, she is the expert. She has an ebook that's an incredible ebook that gives you a lot of information about what she does, and she helps people all over the world with her business. Now, she's also a black belt in karate, which is which is a martial art, obviously. And why I bring that up is because it takes a lot of hard work and discipline to get to that level, right? So she, how you do any one thing's how you do everything, right? She works very hard and helps a lot of people. So without further ado, I want to bring her up. And by the way, if you've just joined us, make sure you put in the chat, say hello, so we can call you out, so we can introduce you to everybody as we start this call. All right. So all the way from California, where it is 4:06 in the morning. She woke up early to be here with you. Let's welcome Leah Garcia.
Happy Money Monday, champions. This is my favorite topic. Listen, I understand people tell me all the time, money doesn't buy happiness, Leah. It is true. But guess what? Broke doesn't buy anything. Listen, today's Money Monday, and I'm fired up about this topic because here's the real deal. We are going deep. There's no puppies and ponies here. There's no fluff. I didn't get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to bring you fluff, right? I came here to give you 3 golden nuggets on how you can break the cycle and create generational wealth. Because absolutely, Eric, if you're on this call, if you're hearing me, it's not by accident. You know what? You know how it's a funny story how you were going to sleep in today? Remember how you just like stumbled across this Zoom? This is no accident. You are here by design because you are the chosen one in your family. So listen, I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how you can break that generational curse. Because you're right. Just because you didn't come from a wealthy family, guess what? A wealthy family needs to come from you. So number one, don't leave cash, leave a financial machine. What I mean is leave cash value life insurance. I understand that people want to leave assets, but guess what happens? They sacrifice. They won't spend their money. They won't invest their money because they want to save it for their children and their grandchildren. Here's the truth. Cash value life insurance is the easiest way, the cleanest way to transfer wealth. So buy as much life insurance as you can as young as you are. Life insurance is the last love letter that you can leave for your children. It creates liquidity when your family needs it most. It can help them pay the taxes, protect the wealth that you build, prevent them from having to sell the assets that you had, leave them a financial machine. Life insurance isn't about dying, it's about making sure your family's dreams don't die when you do. Some people leave a shoebox full of paperwork for the family to decipher. Let's leave a legacy. Number two, set the table before the feast arrives. Oh my gosh, this one is so good. Before you have that wealth, you got to know what you're going to do with it. What are you going to save? What are you going to invest? Who are you going to donate to? If I gave you $100 million right now today on this call, what would you do with it? And if you have to pause, your table's not set. I want you to set the table. I want you to know what you're going to tithe to, who you're going to donate money to, what kinds of things are you going to do, what investments are you going to make. You got to know that it's coming. Listen, when we set the table for dinner, when company's coming, we don't wonder if dinner's on the way. We don't think, gosh, I wonder if they're going to feed us today. No, we know that dinner's coming. You got to expect the check. Number three, wealthy people leave their operating manual. Listen, we gotta leave more than just assets. We gotta leave a legacy. We're gonna leave our instruction manual. People gotta know what you did. Your family wants to know your stories. Write a book, write it down, keep a journal, take some videos, take some pictures so that people see the good times, the bad times, and the in-between times. And by the way, they want to know what went good, what didn't go good, and what went great, right? So you got to leave that instruction manual. And absolutely, you are the one in your family. Someone is tied to your red wagon, and they're praying that you get it right. Maybe it's your children, maybe it's your grandchildren that you'll never meet. But your decisions today become their opportunity tomorrow. In closing, let me land it here with this final thought. I believe that the greatest principles in life is giver's gain. We got to be able to give out of abundance so that we receive out of abundance. The world teaches us not to, but I'm telling you, this is the rule of the game. And Dan's going to drive deep on that. I know he will. Your family tree doesn't need another branch. It needs someone willing to plant the entire new orchard. And with that, I'm excited to hear from the rest of our incredible speakers, and I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric. Eric seems so frozen on us. We can't do what, hey, because champions, we don't panic, we pivot. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to the one and only. They call him. He's known from all four corners of the earth. I got a map right here. He's known everywhere throughout the continent as Mr. Positive Energy. If you don't know positive energy, today you're going to get some mic drop, some diamond from Mr. Positive Energy. He's the one and only Mr. Zion. Take it away, Zion.
All right, take it
All
away.
right. All right. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. It's such a privilege to be here again on another.
Can't hear you, brother.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. So it's another opportunity again to be in Monday Morning Motivation. And Queen
Sorry,
Leah,
Mr. Zion. Maybe it's just me.
yeah, Queen Leah, you've done justice to it and you've said a whole lot of things. And I tell you, today's conversation, like Mr. Eric said earlier, is a conversation that each and every one of us can actually resonate with. You know, breaking the cycle simply means breaking the curse. And I tell you, building generational wealth, it's more spiritual than physical. Than we see. That's why for me, being a Christian entrepreneur, I understand that breaking the curse sometimes is not something that we can do by head knowledge. It's not something we can do by ourselves. We have to go beyond us. And that's why trusting God and putting our faith in God in building generational wealth, it's very, very important. It's key. The Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of the Father that freely gives him. And it gives us the power to make wealth. So making wealth based on knowledge, based on hard work, as much as they are valid, but then it is God who gives the power to make wealth. So for me, one of the points I will share with you in breaking the cycle, because breaking the cycle is beyond the physical, it's also more spiritual. And that's why trusting God in breaking the cycle is very, very important. Secondly, my second point is when it comes to breaking the cycle and building generational wealth, there is need for us to leave survival mode to a place of thriving. A lot of people, it's all about getting by today. It's all about eating today. It's all about paying the bills today. It's all about, just getting through today. For someone who truly wants to build generational wealth, there is need for you to think about tomorrow. Think about next year. Think about 20 years time. So it's beyond you. It's beyond the now. Building generational wealth is beyond the now. There is need for you to think about the future. For most people, they're like, oh, tomorrow will take care of itself. No, it does not happen. Tomorrow taking care of itself, it's not magic. It does not happen by accident. It happens based on the decisions you make today. It is the decisions you make today that affect your tomorrow. So as someone who is ready to break the cycle and build generational wealth, start thinking about tomorrow. Start thinking about 20 years from now. Yes, think about your unborn children, think about their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. Just think about it. And I tell you, when you position yourself in a place where it's no longer surviving anymore, you are built up a possibility to thrive and to be able to build generational wealth. Third point is this. For anyone who wants to break the cycle and build generational wealth, there is need for you to invest in yourself and build skills. Because wealth doesn't just happen overnight. Wealth doesn't just happen. Some of the foundations you need to build a generational wealth is the skill you acquire now. It's the knowledge you acquire now. People are who they are to get rich, billionaires is because of the knowledge you know. It's because of the investment they've made in themselves. So breaking the cycle is beyond just thinking about breaking the cycle. It's about taking intentional action to invest in yourself. What are the skills that you can learn today that can affect your future? What are the skills you can learn today that can affect your tomorrow? What are the skills you can learn today that can change the narrative of the way it used to be? Lastly, I will end with this. When it comes to building generational wealth, it's not about you alone. Make sure you pass it on to the next generation. Pass the knowledge, pass the message, pass the mindset to the next generation. Because generational wealth, as much as it starts with one person, it's not sustainable by one person. You need the entire generation to buy the mindset, to key into what you know, to be abreast with the knowledge you have, for them to be able to carry it on forward. So teach the next generation. Don't just be a sole winner. Don't just be a lone warrior. Don't just be the only person who is pushing, who is learning. Make sure you carry your family, your generations along, because at the end of the day, building together is what keeps us sustainable and being up there. And I'll tell you, once you can do all these things, make sure you are doing it from a place of positivity, because in positivity, there's endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much for listening. I'll leave the mic to you, Mr. Eric.
Oh my gosh, there was so much golden nuggets in there. Give me a one in the chat if you got a golden nugget, a diamond for Mr. Positive Energy. We got to be intentional, right? We got to know that it's not about us. If it's about us, then that's it. It dies with us. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. I'm going to tell you a story. This is a little parable, but check this out. A lot of times when we're starting out, we have a seed, right? We have this little money seed, and we go ahead and we plant it in the place in our backyard. We cultivate it, we put in the right soil, we water it, and we take care of it. And then eventually that rosy cheek apple seed tree grows and it blossoms, and we have plenty of seeds. Whenever we want an apple, We just simply go in our yard and pick an apple from a tree. And then guess what happens? We leave it to our children. And guess what they do when they want a rosy cheek apple? They chop down the tree, they eat the apple, they throw away the seed, and they use the wood in the fireplace and build a bonfire, and they think they call that wealth. No, what happens? They have destroyed the seed. We have to protect the seed money. That is so huge. I can't even tell you guys how big that is. Protect the seed money, meaning that that's how you start to create that generational wealth. That's how you can flip the script from generational prosperity and have generational prosperity. Because even the Bible says a wise man leaves wealth to who? Not just to themselves, to their children's children. That is what it's about, building your legacy. And maybe that legacy is a smaller one. It doesn't mean that you have millions and millions of dollars. Maybe that legacy is your story. Maybe that legacy is the wisdom and knowledge and intellectual property that you hand down. Maybe it is something that your dream that you have. Maybe you don't achieve that dream, but you leave the legacy behind from the sacrifices that you made. Well, I don't believe in sacrifices, right? From the exchange principles that you left behind. Somebody's got to start. And maybe that life insurance policy, maybe it's a small life insurance policy. Maybe you can't leave millions and millions of dollars. But it starts with somebody being intentional, just like Mr. Zion said. Somebody doing something intentional, setting the table, knowing that you are going to change your family's last name forever.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Queen Leah.
You're here?
Yes, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Look, I learned a lot from that, and we appreciate your stories, your parable, right? This is awesome, and that's why I bring you onto this call, because you have so much knowledge. And I'm gonna actually share a few points with everybody as you guys jump in. Again, if you're here with us today, let us know where you're zooming in from. Just say hi from wherever you are. All right. So I want to just share a few things. Number one, like I said before, as we go through life, we have to make sure that we do not make excuses for our situation, right? We do not blame others for our situation, because if you think about it, if you blame your parents for your lack of money, then you don't give yourself any permission to actually go make money, because now you have an excuse for the rest of your life. Right now you have an excuse for the rest of your life. If you say, hey, I come from a poor background, I lived in a poor area, I didn't have the right education, then you are taking all the power that you have to succeed in life, and you just die broke, unfortunately, right? That is why you have to decide that I'm going to make a decision to change my family tree. I'm going to make it. Now, is it easy? No, it's hard. It's really hard, right? So I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be easy, right? It's not going to be easy, but it's possible and it's doable. But you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in what you can accomplish. Now, the great thing about this is that you have opportunity to hear from others that have done what you want to do, right? Thank God for social media. Thank God for events like this, right? Many years ago, we didn't have anything like this, right? So now you can hear from the people that have already done it, and then you can just duplicate what they do, all right? So one of the things I want to share is that you should always use that your talents and skills to help people and generate income for yourself. Okay, help people and generate income for yourself. I'm not just talking about education, like traditional education, right? You a lot of people that go to college, go to university, end up graduating with a degree and don't even use that degree. So that's not what I'm actually talking about here, right? I'm talking about the skills that you have that you can share, that you can skills that you can use to help other people and then generate income. The money that Zion makes from what he does right now is not based on his degree, right? I don't even know what his degree is in. It's not in positivity. There's no such thing. right. It's not in positivity, but he's spreading positive energy around the world, right? Queen Leah, I'm sure, does not have a degree in insurance. I don't think so. I don't think so, but she's helping a lot of people with it. She probably, I don't know if she has a degree in financial management. I don't know. But all I know is she's helping a lot of people, right? The books that I wrote, I did not have a degree in what I wrote, right? The coaching, the sales coaching program that I've used to help thousands of people around the world over the last 7 years, I don't have a degree in it, right? The studio I created to help people speak on stages, it was based on, again, my creativity and the knowing that people need it, and I put it out there and people bought it, and I'm helping people, right? So I don't want you to limit yourself to traditional education, okay? Don't limit yourself to that. There's a lot more. You're a lot more than you think you are. You may be working for a company right now and you're the receptionist. Guess what? You are a lot more than a receptionist. That is not your life. That is just your job, right? So I want you guys right now to think bigger. Think bigger. There's more impact that you can create in this society. Think bigger. Think about, what are you good at? Think about what is it that comes easy to you and hard to others, right? It comes easy to you, but it's hard for others to do it, right? Find a way to use that, whatever it is, to help people and generate income for your family. All right. And then also, when you do this, you want to create assets that can make money for you while you're sleeping. Okay. Assets that can make money for you while you're sleeping, and then ultimately can make money for your family when you're gone. Right. Right. That's very important. People think that the way to wealth is just to work harder. That is actually that's not the case. Because if it's just working hard, there are people that do 3 jobs and they're still broke, right? They work really, 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 really hard. They hardly sleep, right? But you have to work smart. You have to be able to, in the money you make, you have to know how to invest the money to make more money, right? To invest the money to make more money, right? When I make money, I invested in an ebook. I invested in creating a course. I invested in building a studio. Like, I invested in different things that can generate more money, right? You don't just want to make money and spend it, right? You want to have your money work for you. And you know, it's interesting because I'm not educated in it. I'm not an expert in it, but I do it because I learned it. I learned it over the years from people that have done it. Leah is more of the expert. So, you know, you want to contact her if you want to, you know, learn how to invest money and things of that nature. She's the person that you should actually refer to. But I just want to just give you an idea from a philosophy standpoint, right? That, you know, it starts with your mindset. It starts with your belief in yourself, knowing that you're more than you think you are. You can do more than you think you can. Okay. Don't let society tell you what you're limited to. You're not limited. Like, you could be a trash man. In other words, pick up trash every morning, but you can become a millionaire in your business, in another business, right? I know Myron Golden. Some of you know of a guy named Myron Golden. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a Christian, let's say, I don't know, coach, Christian business coach online. And he was a trash man. That was his job. He collected trash, right? Now he's helping people make millions all over the world, not through what he learned in school, but through what he learned in terms of financial education. He educated himself. So I want you all today to realize that you need to educate yourself, right? On this 1 hour call, we're not going to tell you everything you need to know, but one thing I want you to know is that you need to educate yourself. Get around the people that can teach you. Get around people like Leah. Get into masterminds, and we're going to talk about one shortly. Get into groups of people that can help you get to where you want to go. Because again, there's no excuse, right? Not anymore. Maybe there was back in the 90s, you know, Leah. Maybe there was one back then, right? But now there's no excuse because there's information everywhere. You just have to find the right person and find the right information. So that's what I want to share real quick, and I want to just shout out. Thank you so much for the round of applause. Thank you, Tyler. Yes, I want to shout out a few people. We see Carl from across the pond is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. My good friend Stanley Green is here. Oh my goodness, this guy is an incredible mentor and leader up in Philadelphia area. Great friend of mine. Let's see who else. I saw somebody here. Eric Doby's here. Eric Doby, he's in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. I saw somebody now. I can't see her anymore. Okay. Oh, Angela's here. Yes, Angela, she's here. Look, Angela will be speaking on my stage. I don't see her anymore, but she's going to be speaking on my stage, and she brings the fire, right? She helps people to build their business by promoting their business on different platforms, helping you gain that authority that you need. All right. So I'm not going to steal her thunder because I want to be able to introduce her on stage and have her tell you what she does. So what we're going to do right now, real quick, is we are going to go around the room and talk about what we do and how we help people. Okay. And then we're going to get into your questions. I see several questions in there. If you have a question, please put it in here, right? Anything having to do with any financial question, just put it in here. We have an expert right here with us. Okay. So let me just share with you. I know I'm frozen there on the screen, but you can hear my voice, so it doesn't matter. Don't let that distract you. Don't let that distract you. All right. We used to do conference calls back in the day where you couldn't even see us. So just imagine you're on a conference call back in the day. Imagine you're on a conference call. So what do I do? So there are a few things that I do for people, business people all over the world, and been doing this for many years. So I have a background in business for about 25 years. And I started out, right, in sales. I started out in sales and teaching entrepreneurs how to sell their offers without being pushy or salesy. Okay. And that was my claim to fame. It was called Compassionate Closer, right? So I did that for many years, helping people. Some of you on this line probably met me through that. Okay. And then I decided that I want to promote people on a stage because I've been a professional speaker for years, an author. So I started studiospeaking.com. Okay, so just go to studiospeaking.com, click on the link. It's a 4-minute video. We'll tell you about what we do. We put people on stages. We give you all the reels from the speaking engagement, the pictures, all of that. There's a lot that we do for our speakers. So if you're interested in learning more, go to studiospeaking.com, watch the 4-minute video. But now we're actually doing something even more than that. So some of you have no interest in speaking, and that's okay, right? Not everybody is a speaker, right? No interest in speaking, but you have a lot to give, a lot to share. So we are launching our mastermind for speakers, coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, where you will be able to join others. You'll be able to join others to be able to learn and grow together. You'll be able to share your business. You'll be able to ask real-time questions. Imagine having a board of directors. You have a board of directors, you have a meeting, and you say, okay, board, this is my question. Who can help me? That's what you're going to have, right? So if you're interested in learning more about our mastermind, just message me or Coral, and we'll meet and I'll tell you more about it. But I'm so excited about it, especially because masterminds have changed my life. In the last, 10 years, I've been in masterminds that literally has changed my life. And my life has never been the same because I've been around the right people. So if you want to be able to change your life, to be around the right people, right, then contact us. Sometimes our current environment is not supportive of our future dreams. Okay. And that was my case, right? And so you have to get out of that environment, right? You can't stay there because they're not going to help you, right? People say, well, I want to help the people, where I live. Well, that's true. That's good. But you have to leave. You have to leave and learn something and then come back and help them, right? You come back and help them, right? So, and then some people say, well, I want to make a lot of money and I want to make $500,000 a year, but my dad, he never made more than 50,000. Then guess what? Your dad can't help you with that. You have to go out, find someone that made $500,000, learn how to do it, make the money, then come back and bless your dad. All right. That's how it works. All right. So let's go around the room. So Leah Garcia first, and then down. Tell us what you do, and Leah, since this is your baby, what we're talking about, you can spend a little more time on that. Tell us what you do and how they can reach you, and then we'll go to Don. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Eric. And it's so glad to have you back. My name is Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. And I truly believe that you're the one in your family to change your family's last name forever. I serve entrepreneurs and business owners, and I teach them how strategies on how to protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth. A lot of times people say you got to risk your money to make money. I teach strategies on how to have wealth without risk. I say start with the end in mind. I teach my clients how to set up a proper estate plan with all the supporting documents. I show them how to structure their business properly. I show them how to have succession planning. So, how are you going to exit your business? If your business dies when you do, that's called a job. I know, I'm sorry to tell you, you should have a business that goes on into multiple generations. How are you going to gracefully and monetarily exit your business? If you're looking for life insurance, retirement planning, you're looking for ways to grow your money without risking your money, I'm the person for you. And I use the four pillar professionals. What I mean by that is you need a team. Anyone can show you how to make money. I show you how to have a team that's going to be with your CPA, your um, your estate planning attorney, your tax attorney, and me as your financial coach with all the financial strategies and products and services. And we work together collaboratively, masterminding to bring you the best solutions. Please download my free ebook, The Wall of Wealth. I also host Wealthy Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm always looking for guest speakers. But we want to hear from Mr. Zion, Mr. Positive Energy. Mr. Zion, what do you do?
Yes, thank you so much, Queen Leah. It's so amazing to hear about how you help people financially and how to break the cycle. Well, for me, it's about helping people positively, helping entrepreneurs to embrace the power of positivity and intention. Let me tell you, we live in a world where there's so much negativity right now. People are being overwhelmed, people are stuck, people are going through challenges, and these things have a direct impact on their attitude and on their mindset. So, what I do, I help you to embrace the power of positivity intentionally so that you can be built up for possibility. So you want a coach, you want a mentor, you want an accountability partner to help you intentionally embrace positivity, do it to reach out to me. And I also help host online events just like this. So for anyone, you have a voice, you have a message, you want to reach out to more people, and you need somebody to help you do that. I can help you. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. The only Zion inaugural you can find in there, your Mr. Positive Energy. And I cannot wait to meet you. So that's what I do. Thank you so much. I'll leave the mic to you, Mr. Eric.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate both of you. All right, so we're going to get into the questions. Like I said, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Okay. We have a great question here from Coral, Coral from across the pond, and this is the question. Okay. So by the way, if you have a question, type the word question and then put your question in there. Okay. So if you had to leave one financial lesson for the next generation, what would it be? One financial lesson. I know Leah probably has a whole bunch of them, so it's probably hard for her to come up with one. But do your best, Leah, and then we'll get to everybody
That
else.
is difficult. I was going to say I'm going to have to give you three, but I'm going to keep it to one. I'm going to answer the question, and it's this: give. Give of your money. Yes, we volunteer and donate our time, but if you have a dollar to give a dollar. If you have a penny to give a penny. It's not the amount, it's learning and understanding the process of giving, tithing and giving. And I always say you cannot outgive the giver. That is a principle that we have to learn. We should know that and teach this to our children as soon as they're able to, right? They have them pay the waiter, have them give the offering, allow them to have that opportunity and feel what it's like to give and be generous. What do you say to this incredible question from Miss Coral from across the pond, Mr. Zion?
You took it out of my mouth. I was going to say that, but since you said it, I'm going to have to read. Now, as much as you are giving, start now. One of the financial lessons that you need to learn is starting now. Don't procrastinate. Don't say I will do it tomorrow. No, start now. And starting now is going to make a huge difference for you. So that's my response to that. Let's wait to hear what Mr. Eric has to say concerning it.
Yes, well, thank you so much. Great responses, great responses. For me, I would say have more than one source of income. Okay, I always hesitate to say multiple streams because people say that all the time, and I think some people go overboard. And then I say, so what do you do? Well, I have 6 companies. Oh, okay. I have 6 companies, but then you're still working at that part at your job. So you have 6 part-time companies. No, that's you're putting too many, you have too many pots on the fire, right? But have more than one, right? Have more than one. So especially if you have a job, right? If you have a job, that's great. Nothing wrong with having a job, but have a business, have something else. So if the money goes away from that job, you're not devastated. You have something coming in, right? So have something else. It's not, don't just limit all your resources to one thing, right? Anything can happen to the job, right? People say, "Well, I work for a really good company." Well, the good company may not need you tomorrow, right? The good company may not need you tomorrow. So if it's not yours, you have no control over it. No control over it. So that's what I would suggest. Always have more than one source of income. If one dries up, you can hang on to the other one while you're looking for another main source, right? Always have more than one source of income. All right. So the one of the questions that she asked has to do with that. So I won't click on that. Okay, let's go to this one. Let's go to this one. Is teaching children about money at an early age important? Oh, that's a good question. So, Leah, let's get started with you.
Absolutely. And watch how we talk about money, right? The conversations that our children hear us say about money. If you're stressed about money, don't say it out loud in front of your kids. Do that secretly behind closed doors. But definitely teach them the importance of money. Have them pay at the register, right? Have them collect coins. Collecting coins is one of the most powerful things that you can do. There's so much energy behind coins. So, yes. And also, download my free ebook, Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map. Watch the video. But what do you say to this incredible question, Mr. Zion?
This is a very powerful question, and I think it's very timely because imagine us, everyone here, we were taught about money at an early stage of our life. I tell you, it will be far bigger than this. It will be far much more than this. It will be far more vast when it comes to money than this. So for me, it's a very good thing to teach the children at a very young age what it means to have money because the earlier, the better. They train them up in a way they should grow so that when they are old, they will not depart from it. So the earlier they get used to money, how money is being spent, how money is being saved, how money is being invested, the earlier they embrace the power of building generational wealth. So it's very good. It's a yes for me. Mr. Eric, I would love to hear what you have to say about this.
Yes. So yeah, I agree 2,000%. I have 3 boys, and I have made them. It's mandatory. They had to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a book I read when I was in my 20s. And for those of you that have never read it, it's basically about a guy who grew up with a dad who was a teacher, right? He was an administrator in the school, and his dad didn't have much money. But he had a friend, and his dad was rich. He had a lot of money. He had businesses. So instead of learning about financial freedom or financial literacy from his dad, he learned from his friend's dad, right? So he called that his rich dad, and it changed his life, right? So, and there are a lot of other things. Obviously, you can read it. Just look for the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So it's important for me to teach them a lot of the financial lessons that I've learned over the years, but to teach them early, because most people, spend their whole life not knowing about these lessons, these financial lessons, and it's too late once they become older because they spent all their life, not focused on that. So teaching kids the value of money is also very important. right? So one of my sons, he wanted money for something. I think he needed $800 or something. So he came to me and I said, well, I want you to work for it. I want to know what can you do to make the money? And he said, well, I don't know. Like I'm just 15 years old. I said, well, 15 years old, you can work. He said, well, what do I do? I said, well, okay, here's what I want. I want to go to ChatGPT and type in what kind of work can a 15-year-old do? And then he came back to me and he said, well, Dad, I can actually go to businesses and clean their windows because a lot of business owners don't have time to do that. And it's very inexpensive. All I have to do is buy the stuff to clean the windows. I said, good idea. So he did that. So I took him to a strip mall and he went from company to company, business to business, walking in and asking them. By the end of the day, he made about $80. And at the end of the day, I said, so how does it feel that you were able to generate that money on your own? He said, Dad, it almost feels better than just getting it from you because I know I can do it anytime. I said, there you go. There you go. You can do it anytime. And since then I've taken him to that same strip mall. He's walked around, gone to business. He made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Because now I'm showing him the value of money. I'm not just giving him the money. And now he realizes that he doesn't have to come to Dad. He's like, yeah, he can make money on his own, even though he's not 18 or 20, So great question, Carl. Definitely, it's important to teach kids about financial wellness, teach them the value of money as soon as you can. All right, so let's keep going. We have another question here. Can home ownership contribute to long-term financial security? Home ownership, very good question. All right, let's go to Queen Leah. You are still muted. Okay, I think she's trying to get off of mute. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So this answer is a little bit of a deep dive. I'll try to keep it short. Yes, if you have an exit plan. This is what I mean. Are you setting up a living trust? In the US, we need a living trust, not a will, but a living trust, and you're funding it properly. That means you're putting things inside there and you have a true exit plan. If you have this house, you pay it off, and it ends up being very, very worth a lot of money. Now, what are you going to do? Who are you going to leave it to? Are you going to leave money so that they can keep it up and pay the taxes? Are they going to sell it? Are they going to divide it? So otherwise, it becomes what I find, it almost becomes a detriment because people are bickering and fighting over it, and there's no true instructions. Either everyone wants the house or nobody wants the house. So it can, if you understand how to exit properly, and hopefully that helps. Mr. Zion, what do you say about this incredible question?
All right. Well, I don't see Mr. Zion right now. Maybe he's gonna pop back. But great question. So Leah actually went much deeper than I was gonna go. So we appreciate you, Leah. So what I would say from my standpoint, having owned several homes, is that yes, it's better to invest in buying a home than to just pay rent for the rest of your life, for sure, no doubt about that, right? Because the first house that we bought, we're able to sell it and then make money from it to get the next house, right? So we had an asset, right? So yeah, so it is important to buy a house. Last one I did we actually built the house. You want to get a house in a neighborhood that's growing, a neighborhood where the prices of homes are actually going up, right? Because you want that value for the house. So the best, you want to ask someone in the real estate profession for more advice. Like I'm big on talking to experts. So you want to talk to an expert about that. Obviously, an expert. Find a group online, right? Learn more about it. There are free groups. But in a nutshell, absolutely, it's good to have real estate. First of all, real estate actually, I think it's the number one way to become a millionaire in America. I mean, it's always been, right? It's always been. You just have to know how to do it right. And you don't want to be wasting money. Some people say, well, I'm just going to flip houses. Well, learn how to do it. So, not everybody makes money, right? Learn how to do it. So get the right get the right assistance. That's the most important thing. Okay. All right. Great question. Here's another question here. Here's another question. All right. Are there any mistakes that commonly prevent people from creating generational wealth? Any mistakes that commonly prevent people from creating generational wealth? And Queen Leah is nodding her head, so I'm sure she has a great answer for you. Go ahead, Queen Leah.
Yes, I'm going to give you three. Number one is I call it I'll do it when. I'll start saving and investing when I pay off my debt. I'll start saving and investing when I make more money. No, do it now. If you got to start with 1 penny, $1, start now. Build that atrophy muscle. Number two, not having long-term care insurance. I know a lot of gurus say it's a waste of money. I'm telling you, I've watched people with huge estates dwindle that down to nothing because they did not have a plan for long-term care. In the United States, we have to pay for it ourselves. Medicare does not pay for it. Okay, just so you guys know. Number three, not having a current and properly funded living trust. Many people set up a trust 10, 20, 30 years ago, but they never update it. They never fund it. They never put anything inside the trust. So those are the three biggest mistakes. What do you say, Mr. Eric, to this incredible question?
Yeah. So absolutely, there are mistakes that people make. One of the mistakes I see is people focus so much on just saving money, right? They're like, I'm just gonna save money. I'm gonna put money away. Now, there's nothing wrong with putting money away, right? But when you're saving money, you're making 1% in your bank, maybe 1%, 2% at the most, right? So your money is not growing, right? So you want to learn how to invest money, not just save money, right? There's so many ways to do it. I mean, some people get into stocks and bonds and all of that. I'm not an expert in that, so I'm not going to pretend like I am one. But I do know how to use my money to make more money. I've done that all my life, right? Invest. Okay, I'll give you an example. So I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. It's called The Home Business Boom, right? How to build businesses from home. And I invested $250 to write that book, right? So it was my knowledge, right? My knowledge I put in a book. I got someone to create the cover. Actually, you can see it. Even though I'm frozen, you can actually see it up there in the picture on the top there. That's my book, Home Business Boom, right? I invested, I think, $40 for someone to edit the book. Another maybe $40 for someone to put it on Amazon. That's a certain format you put it on Amazon. Anyway, I spent $250 to put that book together, and I've made way more than that now because people have bought the book from all over the world since 2018, right? So I made way more than $250, right? And some of those people have ended up buying my coaching. So I've made thousands of dollars from the people that bought the book and then ended up in my coaching, right? But I invested $250, right? So that is just an example where if I just put that $250 in a savings account, I don't know, maybe I made 260, maybe I had 270, So learn to take your money and reinvest it into something else. Have your money work for you. And to generate more wealth. And part of it is using your sweat equity, right? So like I had to put the book together, right? So you use your sweat equity, but then find a way to make your money work for you. And again, nowadays, it's easier than before. You can just go online, find out how it's done, get ideas on ChatGPT or wherever, get some ideas. But then ultimately, you want to talk to an expert before you actually do it, right? Because you can get all kinds of information, but you need the right information. So great question. Is he back? I don't see him. Azan, are you there? Okay. Maybe it's not, can't speak yet. Okay, no problem. All right, so let's keep going. So what I'm going to do, we have about 8 minutes. I'm going to give the floor to Leah because she is the expert today, right? She is the expert on what we're talking about. So whatever you want to share, Leah, whatever you want to share with the crowd about, our topic, and then remind them of how they can get a hold of you, how they can get your book. Go ahead. I'll give you the floor. And then when you're done, we'll wrap it up. Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. You're asking. I would say I love what you said about multiple streams of income. I put it this way. Multiple streams of income does not mean, entrepreneurs, that we sell vitamins, vacuums, and coconut water. It means that you go deep. If you're talking about speaking, write a book about speaking, have a t-shirt about speaking. It doesn't mean to start doing other things, right? That's called a distraction. I would also say if you're an entrepreneur, business owner starting out, have the proper entity selection. Many people will say, I have a business, I bought a LLC. That's great, that's cute. Listen, an LLC is about limiting your liability. It has nothing to do with taxes. And really, it has nothing to do with the proper structure until it's layered, meaning that you eventually are going to, once you make about 50,000, you're going to evolve into an S Corp. You need to couple that with a living trust, okay? Don't think that you have an LLC, you're good. I just wrote an article about it. Check it out. It's in my newsletter. It's really important. Just because you have an LLC, people will set that up and they think that they have a business. No, please, that's not it. And also, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, and you do not have employees, one of the biggest blind spots that I see that they don't take advantage of is a couple of things. Setting up a solo 401k. A lot of people set up a self-directed IRA or a Roth IRA. That's nice. That's one thing. But I really like to start with a solo 401k. You can contribute as as the business owner as well as the employee, which means you can contribute almost $80,000. So that really allows you to put in a lot of money. And with a solo 401k, you have access to other investments like Bitcoin, gold, real estate, and you don't have to wait until you're 59 and a half. An IRA, you have to wait till you're 59 and a half. You can actually leverage that money multiple times. And I really say, begin with the end in mind. If you're starting a business, what is the outcome you want? Are you going to build the business simply to close that down? Well, in my humble opinion, I feel like then you've just bought yourself another job. Your business that you're creating, whether it's a solo by yourself or you're going to hire employees, should outlive you. It should be a way for you to be able to monetize that business. I don't care if you're a plumber, you're a speaker, there is a way for you to successfully and monetarily leave your business so that you can leave it into the next generation. Maybe you sell memberships. I have a plumber who actually, that's what we did. Her husband passed away and she couldn't really do the business. So she hired some interns to take over the plumbing business and do the plumbing work. And now they sell memberships for the plumbing instead of waiting until that big plumbing episode happens. Now they sell a membership. And so if they need a plumber, they just call them up. So there's always a creative way for you to create that extra stream of income that is going deep instead of going wide. Because really, it's about playing money chess, I call it. A lot of people are playing checkers, money checkers. They make some money and then they spend some money. They make some money and then they pay some money. They make some money and they give it to Uncle Sam. We've all heard the stories of the millionaire who pays less taxes than their secretary. It's true. It's not because they're any smarter. It's because they understand the rules of the game. And we got to start playing money chess. We got to understand that it's not how much money we make, but it's how much money we keep and pour into the next generation. Was that
Well,
helpful, Eric?
absolutely. Thank you so much. That was powerful. I knew you'd give us there's some fire there. So I'm taking a lot of notes and I'm learning a lot from you today. And I'm glad that I downloaded your ebook a while ago, and I recommend that everybody does that. Everybody go to Leah Garcia, connect with her, download her ebook. You'll learn a lot from it. And and if what she's saying resonates with you, contact her. Right? Don't procrastinate. Like a lot of people say, well, one day, like what Leah is saying is really makes sense. One day I'm going to contact her. Make that day today. Okay, make that day today. No day is promised. No day is promised, right? The things she talks about are things that it has to be in place while you're here. You know what I mean, right? It has to be in place while you're here. And don't do it for you. Do it for your family. Do it for your kid. Do it for your generations to come. The worst thing that anybody wants is to leave this world and never had anything set in place for their family. I mean, if people say, well, I'll take a bullet for my family. Well, would you set up something that can help them for the future? Right? If you can take a bullet for them, can you at least do that? Right? Whether it's a living will, a trust, or whatever it is, right? So definitely you want to contact Leah. Let today be the day. Let today be the day. Like, I'm gonna just do it today. All right. And if I didn't believe in her, I won't tell you to do that, right? Because trust me, I know a lot of people in that industry, right? But she's the one I'm recommending for a reason. All right, folks. So we are at the bottom of the hour. Another great day, another great topic, and a lot of gems that we've learned today. Things that can help us in our lives. What I recommend is definitely share this video with others. On LinkedIn, repost, on Facebook, share, and Instagram, share it with as many people as you can, so people can see the value we give every morning. And we do this for free, right? For free. Also, like I said, if you want to learn more about what I do in terms of the mastermind, just connect with me or Coral, and we'll show you how you can join that mastermind. If you want to speak on the stage, just go to studiospeaking.com, watch the video, and book a call, and we'll be able to help you from there. All right. So it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege, to be here with you this morning. We will see you same time next week, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Make it a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.